Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Noel and I review and unbox subscription boxes here on my channel, and I'm very excited because today I have my first My Ireland box of 2024 to share with you. This has been sent to me for review by Catherine and her amazing team all the way in Dingle, Ireland. If you're not familiar with it, this is a monthly lifestyle subscription with items from amazing makers across Ireland. It always includes a recipe, sometimes from one of Catherine's family members or from a cookbook that she has come across, as well as her very extensive booklet that always tells you all kinds of things in terms of what's going on currently in Ireland, just in nature or celebrations, as well as talking about traditions and Irish heritage. So something that's really cool for those of you who have Irish heritage to stay in connection or get a little bit more acquainted with your family history. Or it's great for those of you who dream of visiting Ireland, whether or not you've had the pleasure of being there once before. And in fact, they have a very, very active Facebook group, and they are even planning a trip to Ireland for November. I think you could even still get in on that if you wanted to. I was very disappointed to find out that the dates did not sync up with my own travel plans for this year, but I will definitely be on the lookout for future opportunities to visit Catherine and her team. I think that would be so, so cool. And the one time that I did visit Ireland several years ago, I had such an amazing time. So I would love to go back there one day. This box is $49.95 per month plus $15.50 to anywhere in the US, all the way again from Dingle, Ireland. I do have a code for you. It is Maui, because that is the Emerald Isle that I grew up on. So MAUI will get you $5 off, but I'll leave all that information for you in the description box below. Let's go ahead and get into our box. Oh, as is what often happens, my box got a little jostled in shipping. You can even see, I forgot to show you, there's like a big puncture there on the cover of it. But inside they always have everything wrapped up in tissue paper, and sometimes that little sticker just gets ripped, but they usually have enough tissue paper in there that nothing gets too messed up. The booklet and the recipe are usually all the way down on the bottom, so I'm going to have to do some digging, some preliminary unboxing, if you will, so I have that to guide me. Oh my gosh, you guys, one of my absolute favorite things that we have ever gotten in my Ireland box is in this one. So yes, we definitely have some fan favorite companies as well as actual items, especially in terms of edible items. There are things where that I am always so thrilled to get a repeat item that we might have gotten in a past box when it comes to the edible items, both on the savory and the sweet side. She sends us the best things, but this item that we just got is absolutely, I think, my favorite edible item we've ever gotten from my Ireland box, and I think this is like the third time I've gotten one, so very happy. That also just tells you that I have probably been subscribed for like 3 to 4 years as a subscriber and as a reviewer. So here is our booklet. It has got some adorable cows on it, but as you can see, many, many pages, usually like 30 pages of all kinds of photography and a letter from Catherine. There's a whole section on Meet the Makers. That's what I usually talk about. Oh my gosh, look at this squirrel. It looks like from a fantasy book. It doesn't even look real. That's so cool. So the theme is Joy from Ireland, and I'm gonna just find the Meet the Makers section. I was thinking, honestly, that one of these days I should go ahead and do a little pre-unboxing and read the booklet from cover to cover, and then I could share with you guys some of the highlights from it, but I often just barely have enough time to even talk about the items, so I don't know if that's something that you guys would be interested in, having me do a little like booklet report, if you will. Let me know if you would be interested in that, but I'm going to flip to the Let's Meet the Makers section, and I did find this booklet as well as our recipe at the very bottom, and it looks delicious. I wish she could just send the actually made item in the box sometimes. All right, so let's meet the makers. This is what this section looks like, often like a whole page devoted to each of them. But the first one is the item that I was really, really excited about. Doesn't always photograph that well, and it's very tempting for me to not dive into them before I have the opportunity to photograph them for over on Instagram, but it is the Hasset chocolate jelly star shortbread covered milk chocolate with handmade raspberry jelly. These cookies are amazing. Shortbread covered in chocolate, and then this little raspberry jelly on the top. It's so good. It's like a little gumdrop on the top. It's so, so good. My absolute favorite. One of our favorite Irish treats, and long-term members will be over the moon to have them back. Take a bite as you read this. I gobble the jelly star within my first bite always. That's the little jelly on the top. And you'll know just why. Michael Hasset's passion for baking flourished in the early 80s during his time working as a trained chef in multiple cities throughout Europe. On returning to Ireland, Michael decided to pour all his zeal and expertise for baking into his very own establishment, and in 1984, Hasset's Bakery was born. From humble beginnings, the wholesale bakery began producing high-quality confectionery using the finest local ingredients, and with its influence from countries like France, Hasset's quickly stood out in the retail sector. With promising encouragement from customers, Michael went on to open his very first shop in 1988. A few years later, in 1995, he expanded and opened a second shop and cafe in the beautiful suburb of Carrigaline. Hasset's has stores in Douglas, the English Market, and Carrigaline, all in County Cork. They are proud recipients of multiple awards, such as the Blasna Herian Great Taste, Artisan Business of the Year, and Best Cork Export Business. They even hold a spot in the Guinness World Book of Records. Now, over 35 years on, Hasset's offer a wide range of products, including freshly baked artisan breads, luxury desserts, cakes for all occasions, as well as award-winning biscuits, cookies, and crackers. Every morning, their bakers start the day by using fresh local ingredients to produce the highest quality bread and cakes. This batch was specially made with love for My Ireland Box makers. Michael says, "I believe good quality food produced locally is the secret to our success. So far, we've proven that our passion and respect for the art of artisan baking and confectionery can stand the test of time. We are now committed to delivering our craft far and wide. Glad to help to bring this Irish baker's scrumptious delights all the way from Ireland to your door. Enjoy." Oh, and I will enjoy them. I absolutely will. All right, you guys. Well, this is inspiring me to get caught up on my photography because I want to eat that. All right, so the next item that we have listed in here is actually a book, and I would say that we get a book from My Ireland Box maybe once a quarter. So let's see. This is, of course, it's going to be in Irish Gaelic, so I'm not going to know how to pronounce it. I'm going to say that's Iron Schley. If I am butchering that, I am so sorry. Like there might be a phonetic pronunciation somewhere, but I don't know. So Writings from West of Dingle, edited by Mike Venner and Paul Duffy. So it's a nice size book with these nice little book covers so that you can hold your place. It says, "I searched for a long time for a book for the January 2024 My Ireland Box. I had one ordered, and I do want to send that to you at some stage, as it is the one that I've read often with my kids, and it really takes you all all the time in Ireland. However, I felt just didn't sit right in this My Ireland Box, so when I was browsing through the Dingle bookshop for at least the 50th time, I spoke with Jill, who was working there. I told her I wanted to find the perfect book for you. I went home with a load of books and read through them all, and the last book that I came across that Jill highly recommended was this book, Ian Schley. It says it means any news, and it is one of the ways of greeting people who we know here in Dingle. So why don't you try it this year? When you meet someone, say to them, 'Hello, Ian Schley?' Of course, they will say to you, 'What does that mean?' You can say that it means any news, and you can enter into a hopefully wonderful conversation full of stories with a friend or family member. So firstly, I love the title of the book, and when I learned that it was a series of short stories and poetry by local writers, I thought this is quite nice, and I'm looking forward to reading it. Then I realized, having read the back of this book, that the writers all meet in my cousin Donald's pub in Ballyferriter. This is the tub that my grandfather was born in, so I was really very intrigued to see if these writings were good or not. Well, of course they were, and I really felt, having read the book in a couple of hours, that I was brought to beautiful places in such a lovely way. We have nature, we walk up hills, we see sheep in the fields, we're brought to city life in Dublin decades ago. We're told funny stories. We're brought to some of my favorite places here on the Dingle Peninsula. We visit the islands and we look out at the sleeping giant. There are so many things that I absolutely loved about this book and the adventures that the writers bring you on. It's also a unique way to be transported to different places around Ireland. Of course, it is wonderful that I have connections with some of the writers, in that Paul Duffy was friendly with my father, and Darina's father and my grandfather were the best of friends. We have Dennis Ryan, whose lovely book we included in My Ireland Ireland box a couple of years ago. I spoke with Michael Venier on the phone, and he was such a lovely person to chat with. He used to own the Dingle bookshop with Camilla Dingle, and there are so many others within the book that I would know. I really hope you enjoy it as much as I do, and that you have fun on the journey throughout this book, and within this, my own booklet and the pictures of the different places that I have included. That is very cool. So I bet in her letter that's earlier in the booklet, she talks a little bit more about some of the places and people in this book. Einschley? I don't know. So I'm looking forward to it, though. I do like when we get books that can be just like read a few pages at a time, like a little short story or a poem here and there, when you just have a few minutes, or maybe you're just trying to say, I'm going to read a little bit more. I really only have like half an hour a day. If that, I can't get involved in a big novel that's then going to sit there for months. This might be perfect for that, or just something to have in your car when you're like waiting to pick your kids up from school or something else, and you're just like, I just need a quick read and I want to not be on my phone for a few minutes. This could be absolutely an awesome option. All right, let's see what else we have. We have tea. All right, so this is Irish Brew Nick's Tea, Organic Golden Traditional Irish. I thought it was something else from the packaging. It says there's a cafe here on Main Street called Pig and Leaf that my mother and I go to a few times a week on my coffee break. If I have had too much coffee already in the morning, I'll choose one of their herbal teas. They stock Nick's Tea. My mother loves their Irish brew, and I really like all of the herbal teas. I felt that you needed to have something nice and warm to drink whilst you're reading your book and whilst nibbling on your biscuits. Oh, and a spoiler. So I got in touch with Nicola from Nick's Tea to see if she could send you some. I'm so glad she did this last minute for us. Nick's Tea started like many Irish family businesses at the kitchen table. Nicola and her family are great tea drinkers, but in 2011, when Nick's Tea began, there was very little quality Irish leaf tea blends available to buy locally or to buy online. Nicola tested the waters at local farmers markets and food events and was delighted to find really enthusiastic specialty tea drinkers who loved Nicola's teas. From these humble beginnings, Nick's tea blends have achieved the highest accolades, winning many national food awards. I hope you enjoy it and would like to send you more this year, so I'd love to know if you like it. So it looks like we have a few biodegradable tea bags in here. I'm not sure how many. Let me see if I can slice it open real quick and see. But we do still have a few more items to get through. Hopefully they don't have the long full page descriptions, but I wanted to give you an idea of what she said about that book. So, oh yeah, so these are the nice ones. It says it's an Irish thing, cup and tea, an Irish tradition, sláinte. So it looks like we have 3 little tea bags, those little like wire mesh strainer ones, which I actually really like that kind instead of the old school flat paper ones. So let me package that back up as best as I can, because like I said, I will be trying to take some photos. Here is another item that we have definitely gotten in past boxes. Often this is one of the items that comes, however, I don't know, a little bit damaged, but this box seems to be in perfect condition. I don't think we've gotten this flavor though before. It is Irish cream liqueur Melas Fudge, my friends. Ah, Melas Fudge. I have to say, I can't find fudge in Ireland that is as nice as this. I've tried others and they're just not up to scratch. Can you believe that I was recently in a shop in Dingle that stocks Melas Fudge? There are only 2 stockists that I know of on the Dingle Peninsula, and there was a lady from America in the shop saying that before she left the USA, she called Melas to find out where the fudge was stocked in Ireland so that she could buy it on her visit. She spoke about how much she loves the fudge and said that she could not find a competitor anywhere in America. I was going to ask her if she was a My Ireland Box subscriber, but I was distracted, and so I couldn't in the end, and I turned around and she was gone. I know many of you, I think so many of you love this fudge and ask for more. Of course, if you find it too sweet, do gift it to somebody, because believe me, your friends and family are going to adore it if they have not tried it yet. Mela began her fudge life as a young schoolgirl in Bantry, West Cork, a beautiful seaside town in the southwest of Ireland, making fudge for the local sweet shop. Fast forward 15 years and Melas Fudge was born. Based in Clonakilty, Mela uses only the finest of ingredients, proper vanilla extract, high-quality walnuts, a minimum of 70% cocoa Belgian chocolate, and of course, the key ingredient throughout, locally produced Irish butter from the lush pastures of West Cork. So, I will bet that person was a My Ireland Box subscriber, because that's the only place I've certainly seen it, and we've gotten it as little bars, we've definitely gotten it as little chunks like that, and it is delicious. It's very sweet, but very delicious. All right, couple more things to show you. This is pretty cute, and it matches something that was in a past box, so I will show you. It's the Samuel Lamont sheep oven gloves. So it's got these 2 little gloves on either side so that you can really get big and hot things. It says, during the summer, I had a choice to make. The option of sending a sheep apron or this gorgeous oven glove to our members. Very, very cute. I was on to Joe Lamont and I spoke about my dilemma as to which one I wanted to choose. I decided that I actually wanted to send both as they were meant to be together. So November members received the gorgeous sheep apron and loved it so much. We now have the matching oven gloves for you guys. If you were not a member in November and you would love to have one of the aprons, note that at the time of writing this, we have half a dozen of the aprons in our store. The apron was really cute. I ordered a couple dozen extra for the store. So if you do want a matching apron, please go to the store and order it. And if they sell out, they will order more. I'm delighted to bring the Irish sheep to your kitchen to admire in 2024. Members will know from previous My Ireland boxes that the quality of Samuel Lamont textiles is so good. Samuel Lamont & Sons Limited is a family business which has been manufacturing and supplying a wide range of household textiles for almost 200 years. Founded in 1830 by the man whose name it bears, Samuel Lamont & Sons Limited became one of Northern Ireland's foremost linen weavers. Diversifying during the 1950s into textile printing and terry towel manufacturing, Samuel Lamont soon had an enviable range of top-quality household textile items. It gained the Royal warrant both for retailing and for the supply of bed linen. This company was a founding member of the Irish Linen Guild and is still a member today. This Irish sheep oven glove by one of my favorite Irish linen companies is a perfect way to bring Ireland into your home. It is so cute. It's a little, to be honest, it's a little cartoony for me, but I love sheep and I love kind of kawaii things, even though I get it, it's Irish, but it is very, very cute. And I love this sort of like denim faded blue color. So that kind of tempers the cartooniness of it. All right, so then on top of all of that, my friends, we also have, let's see, of course, the recipe card. So this is for the Nun's Eve pudding. It says about this: I spotted this recipe in an old boarding school cookbook and it brought me right back to the dining room of, ooh, I almost lost that, Kalash Taide, I have no idea how to say that. The school that my sister and I attended that was run by nuns. We used to be served this dessert. It has Madeira cake on top and stewed apple on the bottom. I used to add a lot of custard and gobble it up. I made it recently and it is easy peasy, so enjoy it. So it looks like you make it like in a big cast iron pot or something. So you could definitely use your oven sheep glove, your sheep oven glove. And then of course the booklet. Now there is something that they said about a postcard, but I don't think I got that postcard in here. Let me just double check real quick. Maybe it was in the book or something, but she did mention a postcard, an old Irish cottage postcard from Fado Antiques in Dingle. And I don't think I have that, which is okay, but I will reach out to them and make sure, just because if they wanted me to include it in the photos, I do not have it to do so, but that's probably okay. Let me just double check. I don't see it. That doesn't mean it's not in here. Sometimes I miss things, but just a word about the booklet, of course. My Ireland Box members write to tell me all the time, even by post, to tell me how much they love the booklet and that it really makes them feel like they've visited Ireland. Whilst I absolutely love choosing all of the Irish-made surprises that I include in all my Ireland boxes, what I love the most is writing the booklet. Stacks and stacks of books, friends, lie on my desk, and I always welcome a new edition when I wander and peruse within the local bookshops here in Dingle or elsewhere. They provide so much inspiration, and I have a good read of them before I set out to write to you all. There is certainly so much to write about when it comes to Ireland, and the best way to transport you here, I think, is by taking you on a journey within my booklet, to introduce you to the makers, to tell you all about nature within the month that we are in, and to write about our ancient Irish traditions for that time also. And in this instance, to bring Ireland into your home in 2024 and add a lot of joy over the coming months to ease you into this new year. I feel that with these booklets, I'm giving you something unique, and I really enjoy the booklet, and I hope that you do too. So I am very curious. I don't think I got that postcard, but it did sound kind of interesting, so I'll reach out. It says, I felt that you needed a marker for your book, and I messaged Yvonne of Fado Antiques to ask if she had any little old treasure that I could buy from her to send to you all. I think it's rather quaint, and it reminds me also of the mug that I sent to our members in the Granny's Cottage My Ireland box last summer. So I would have loved to have gotten this little black and white photograph right here, but I don't think I got it, unless, like I said, it is hidden in the Clay that I don't know how to pronounce. I'm so sorry. I don't think it's in here though, unless it like fell out and I missed it. I'll have to take a look, but I am very excited. I'm not honestly always excited about a book, but I am in this case. excited about a book. So you guys let me know what you thought in the comments below. Do you have any plans to travel to Ireland? I always think it's fun when in the comments someone's like, I'm going next month, or I am subscribing because I have an upcoming trip in like a year or so. I always think that is a great way to get kind of prep for your trip or to reminisce about your trip as well once you're home. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I really enjoy spending time with you, and I really appreciate those of you who tune in every day when we post. I know we kind of lapsed from our everyday for the first part of this month, but we are right back on schedule, and I will see you all very, very soon in my next unboxing.